Hey guys, what's up? Bryan here. Thanks for tuning in today. You know, it's getting towards the end of the year and you're not getting as many rides in. It's getting cold, and even though it's not even Thanksgiving yet, you've got people like my wife who want to put up Christmas decorations. Either way, you're going to have a lot of people asking you pretty soon what you'd like to have for the holidays. So I went ahead and put together this list to kind of help out, maybe give you a few ideas of what you might be able to tell them. Now, if you're like me, when people ask you what you'd like to have for the holidays, you feel almost put on the spot. So I went ahead and put together this list to kind of help take the burden off, give you a few ideas, and maybe even you could just share it and say, hey, give me something off this list. Now, I went ahead and checked through Amazon and eBay and a few other places and tried to get some of the best prices that you could find on the internet. And I went ahead and put a lot of those links down below. So if there's something that you see in the video that you actually like, you can go ahead and purchase them from those links as well. Now, the first thing that we're actually going to talk about is the Barron's AIS block-off plates. Now, this is going to be part number BA-2551-00. Now, these do run around $25, so they are on the lower end of the list, and they're not that difficult to install. So give it an afternoon, you can go ahead and get them in. Now, this isn't a mod that's going to help a whole lot on performance, but what it is going to do is it's actually going to go ahead and clean up that left side just a little bit, and it's going to go ahead and actually help a lot on the popping on your deceleration that these Warriors are really known for. And that, combined with a really good tune, is actually going to cure most, if not all, of the popping that you end up getting. Now, I've actually already done a video on removing the AIS system and installing the block-off plates, so if you need help to that, I'll go ahead and leave a link in the top right-hand corner for you. Now, the second thing on the list that we're actually going to talk about are NGK IRIDIUM spark plugs. It's going to be part DPR7EIX-9. Now, if you're running high compression pistons, you are going to want to go just a little bit cooler, and that's going to be DPR8EIX-9. Now, these run around $28 for 4 of them, and once again, this is another mod that's not going to get you a whole lot of performance gain. Now, price-wise, these are going to run just a little bit more than your average spark plug does, and without the high compression pistons, a lot of people are going to tell you that you're wasting your money and you're not gaining a whole lot of performance. But to me, changing the spark plugs in the Warrior are a pain, and I will definitely pay a little bit more for something that's going to last a little bit longer and keep me from having to change those spark plugs as often. Now, these are high durability spark plugs, and they provide a really stable spark, but one of the downsides is that the electrode on them is very thin. Now, they do come pre-gapped, but it's always nice to check anyways. Now, be careful when you are gapping them, like I said, or even checking them, because that electrode will break off. Now, the third thing on the list that we're actually going to talk about are hand grips. Now, these are going to range in price from anywhere between $20 to $100, and they can even fluctuate higher and lower than that price, depending on what you're looking for. And they come in all kinds of different options. I mean, you can get them heated, you can get metal, you can get rubber, I mean, combination of the both. You know, it kind of just depends on what you're looking for. Now, there are many different styles. You can actually go and get that perfect look that you're looking for to get your bike tailored just the way you'd like. Now, on the links down below on the hand grips, I'm going to go ahead and leave a couple different ones. I'm going to leave one that's a little bit on the lower aspect of it, but I'm also going to leave another one that's on the higher end. That way you guys can kind of get a feel for either one of them. Now, the next thing on the list that we're going to talk about are passenger foot peg lowering kits. Now, these are going to run right around $110, but they're going to give your passenger a lot more comfortable of a ride. Now, these are actually factory Yamaha parts, and the part number on that is going to be STR-5PX57-40-00. Now, these kits are actually going to reuse the factory bolts, so if you get one, be sure to save those. And some of them actually do require modifications if you've got aftermarket exhaust. Now, the next thing that we're going to talk about is a 31 tooth front pulley. Now, that's going to be Barron's part number BA-6521-RD, and it's going to run you right at around $145. Now, this is a mod that's going to give you definite off-the-line performance gain. It's going to drop that front pulley down one tooth, which is going to allow you to take off just a little bit quicker. Now, this uses the same stock drive belt for the Warrior, so you're not going to have to worry about purchasing anything else. next thing on the list that we're actually going to talk about are big air kits. Now these are going to run you anywhere between $200 to $300, or you could actually make your own and save yourself quite a bit of money as well. Now the big air kit is going to get rid of your stock air box underneath the tank and make changing the plugs a little bit easier, and also that right side coffin, and kind of clean up the bike just a little bit. Now the first one is going to be Barron's part number BA-2050-00, and it's going to run you right at around $200. Now this one I don't have a whole lot of experience with, and honestly I think it's on the lower aspect of the three, but it actually comes with a coil relocation kit, which is something that if you wanted to do on the other ones, you'd have to purchase separately. Now the second one that we're going to talk about is church keys feedback. This one runs around $250, and this is actually one that I have installed on my bike. Now the next option we've got is the Patrick Racing High Flow Air Kit, and it's going to run you right at around $300. Now with that one and the church key, it's said that you get about 10 to 12 horsepower gain. So those are the two that I kind of really promote or stick to, honestly. That Barron's, like I said, is kind of on the lower end, and I really don't know a whole lot about it. Now the next one on our list is actually a package, and it's going to run you probably close to about $300 total, but it's actually going to give you quite a bit of performance as well. Now this is going to be Barnett's clutch spring conversion kit, and it's going to be part number 511-90-1002. Now it's going to run around $135, and it's actually going to fix any clutch slipping that you might have. Now when purchasing the kit, there are 3 different spring options that you can get. Now it does come with the gold springs, which are 75 pounds, and it also has green and red springs, and the red ones are going to be the stiffest at 99 pounds. Now if you're only wanting to convert the clutch, you'll only need to purchase the kit, the springs, and then a gasket. Now the gasket is actually going to be part number 5PX-15451-00-00, and that's going to run you right at around $10. Now this is actually a mod that I plan on doing this winter, and I will be making a video over it. Now while I'm in there, I'll be doing what they call the 3-plate mod, which is actually where you replace 3 of the half friction plates with 3 full friction plates. Now if you're wanting to do that, you'll go ahead and buy the friction plates as well. Now that's going to be part number 26H-16307-01-00. Now when upgrading the clutch, depending on what springs you choose, if you go with the stiffest red ones, you may also need to upgrade your clutch cables as well. Now Barnett's is usually the standard on clutch cables, so that's what I'm going to go ahead and leave with links down below, and they run right at around $75. Now depending on what bars you're running, you may actually need to buy cables that are just a little bit longer than the stock ones, so I'll go ahead and leave links to both of those down below. Now the next thing that we're going to talk about is Ivan's ECU flash, and this is going to run you right at around $350. Now this is going to be another one that's a definite performance gain. And I've got a few charts that I'm actually going to show. They're going to show the difference between the stock ECU and one that's been flashed by Ivan's. Now a lot of times this will actually save you from even having to have a tuner. It's going to stop the popping on deceleration. It's going to be a lot smoother from a closed throttle to an open position. It recurves your ignition timing and actually raises your rev limiter to 5850 in all gears. It also reduces the running temperature and heavy braking on deceleration. And it's something that if you don't like, you can send back, and they will actually flash it back to stock for free. Now from there, we're going to go ahead and get into fuel tuners. And there's a few different options you can buy. Now, a lot of people like the Power Commander 5, and that's going to be part number 22-011, and is going to run you right at around $300. Now this is a tuner that you download different tunes to, so you can match it directly to the different parts on your bike and squeeze every last bit of power out of it. Now me personally, I went with the Cobra Power Pro Black. Now that's going to be 100% auto tune, and it's going to be part number 92-1772B, and it's going to run you right at around $400 on Amazon. And like I said, this is a 100% auto tune. You just plug and play, it's good to go, you don't have to worry about going to a dyno and setting anything up, and that's really what drew me to it. It's constantly monitoring your fuel and actually giving you the perfect settings no matter what kind of mods you have, change in environment, anything like that. And guys, I really hope this video was able to help you out and kind of give you a few ideas on things that you might like. If it did, be sure to like it and share it. Also, hit the subscribe button and that bell to get notified to new videos when they come out. Other than that, we'll see you next time.